Hi, kindergartners. This is Miss Moses here for our Friday morning read aloud. And today, instead of doing an activity to go with the read aloud, I'm going to read you two stories. So first, I'm going to read you the story Blueberries for Sal. And then I'm going to read you the story called Rosie's Babies. And both of these stories were two of my favorite stories when I was a little girl. So I'm just going to read them to you today for you to enjoy listening to some good stories, just for fun. So this one's called Blueberries for Sal. The author is Robert McCloskey. This little girl is Sal. One day, little Sal went with her mother to Blueberry Hill to pick blueberries. Little Sal brought along her small tin pail, and her mother brought along her large tin pail to put berries in. "We will take our berries home and can them," said her mother. "Then we will have food for the winter." So they're going blueberry picking, and then they're going to put the blueberries in cans to make blueberry jam, like blueberry jelly. They're going to can them. Little Sal picked 3 berries and dropped them in her little tin pail. Kaplink, kaplink, kaplunk. She picked 3 more berries and ate them. Then she picked more berries and dropped the one in the pail. Kuplunk, and the rest she ate. Then little Sal ate all 4 blueberries out of her pail. She hasn't picked any of them to save for canning for making in the jam. She's too busy eating all of the blueberries. She must love blueberries. Her mother walked slowly through the bushes, picking blueberries as she went and putting them in her pail. Little Sal struggled along behind, picking blueberries and eating every single one. She's just enjoying eating those blueberries, but her mom's working hard. They're going up the hill. Little Sal hurried ahead and dropped a blueberry in her mother's pail. It didn't sound kuplink. I think that hers, when she's putting it in her mom's, it's not making a sound because there must be too many blueberries in there. But when Sal's putting blueberries in her pail, it's making a kaplink, kaplink, kaplunk sound because she just keeps hitting the tin. Let's see. Because the bottom of the pail was already covered with berries. She reached down inside to get her berry back. Though she really didn't mean to, she pulled out a large handful because there were so many blueberries right up close to the one she had put in. I don't think her mom's going to be happy. Her mother stopped picking and said, "Now, Sal, you run along and pick your own berries. Mother wants to take her berries home and can them for next winter." So her mother wants to save those berries. Sal just wants to eat them right now. Her mother went back to her picking, but little Sal, because her feet were tired of standing and walking, sat down in the middle of a large clump of bushes and ate blueberries. She's so happy. Oh. On the other side of Blueberry Hill, Little Bear came with his mother to eat blueberries. So this is Little Bear and Mama Bear. "Little Bear," she said, "eat lots of berries and grow big and fat. We must store up food for the long, cold winter." So the bears are eating food to store for the winter, but us humans have to pick it. Little Bear followed behind his mother as she walked slowly through the bushes eating berries. Little Bear stopped now and then to eat berries. Then he had to hustle along to catch up. So that's kind of similar to Little Sal and her mom. But Little Bear is falling behind, lingering behind. Because his feet were tired of hustling, he picked out a large clump of bushes and sat down right in the middle and ate blueberries. That's just like what Sal was doing. When you're little, you sometimes get tired. Over on the other side of the hill, little Sal ate all of the berries she could reach from where she was sitting, and then she started out to find her mother. So she's been sitting for a long time, and now she can't see where her mom is on the hill. She heard a noise from around a rock and thought, "That is my mother walking along." I wonder if it's really her mother. But it was a mother crow and her children, and they stopped eating berries and flew away, saying, caw-caw, caw-caw, caw-caw. Then she heard another noise in the bushes and thought, that is surely my mother, and I will go that way. But it was Little Bear's mother instead. She was tramping along, eating berries and thinking about storing up food for the winter. Little Sal tramped right along behind. Little Sal is following the mama bear. By this time, Little Bear had eaten all the berries he could reach without moving from his clump of bushes. Then he hustled off to catch up with his mother. He hunted and hunted, but his mother was nowhere to be seen. He heard a noise from over a stump and thought, that is my mother walking along. I wonder if it's really his mother bear, his mama bear. But it was Mother Partridge and her children. They stopped eating berries and hurried away. Then he heard a noise in the bushes and thought, that is surely my mother. I will hustle that way. Who is it? Little Sal's mother. But it was Little Sal's mother instead. She was walking along, picking berries and thinking about canning them for next winter. Little Bear hustled right along behind. Oh my goodness, these families are all mixed up. Little Bears with the mama and mama bears with Little Sal. Look, they're on opposite sides of the mountain. Little Bear and Little Sal's mother, and Little Sal and Little Bear's mother were all mixed up with each other among the blueberries on Blueberry Hill. But it doesn't look like the mama bear and Little Sal's mama have noticed. Little Bear's mother heard Sal walking along behind and thought it was Little Bear, and she said, Little Bear, munch, munch, eat all you goop can possibly hold. Swallow. Little Sal said nothing. She picked 3 berries and dropped them, kuplink, kuplink, kuplunk, in her small tin pail. I don't think that's going to be a sound that Mama Bear's used to. Little Bear's mother turned around to see what on earth could make a noise like kuplunk. Grumph, she cried, choking on a mouthful of berries. This is not my child. Where is Little Bear? She took one good look and backed away. She was old enough to be shy of people, even a very small person like Little Sal. Then she turned around and walked off very fast to hunt for Little Bear. So she just got frightened and then is leaving her alone. Little Sal's mother heard Little Bear tramping along behind, but she thought it was Little Sal. She kept right on picking and thinking about canning blueberries for next winter. Little Bear padded up and peeked into her pail. Of course, he only wanted to taste a few of what was inside, but there were so many and they were so close together that he tasted a tremendous mouthful by mistake. Now, Sal, said Little Sal's mother without turning around, you run along and pick your own berries. Mother wants 2 candies for next winter. Little Bear tasted another tremendous mouthful and almost spilled the entire pail of blueberries. So the mother hasn't realized that it's Little Bear and not Little Sal. Little Sal's mother turned around and gasped, my goodness, you are not Little Sal. Where, oh where is my child? Little Bear just sat munching and swallowing and licking his lips. Little Sal's mother slowly backed away. She was old enough to be shy of bears, even very small bears like Little Bear. Then she turned and walked away quickly to look for Little Sal. She hadn't gone very far before she heard a kuplink, kuplink, kuplunk. She knew just what made that kind of noise. Little Bear's mother had not hunted very long before she heard a hustling sound that stopped now and then to munch and swallow. She knew just what made that kind of noise. Little Bear and his mother went home down one side of Blueberry Hill, eating blueberries all the way and full of food stored up for next winter. And Little Sal and her mother went down the other side of Blueberry Hill, picking berries all the way, and drove home with food to can for next winter. A whole pail of blueberries and 3 more besides. And then we can see that little Sal's back with her mom. They're in the house and they're canning the blueberries so that they'll have fresh fruit in the winter. And I think they'll make it into jam. Such a great story. I loved listening to this one when I was a little girl. Okay, so we're gonna keep reading. I have another story for you. This one's called Rosie's Babies. And this book is by Martin Waddell and Penny Dale. I don't know if you've ever read the story 10 in the Bed, and that's by Penny Dale too. It goes like 10 in the bed and the little one said roll over. Yeah, that one is very similar to this book. But this one's called Rosie's Babies. So this little girl, her name is Rosie. Mom was putting the baby to bed, and Rosie said, I've got 2 babies and you've only got 1. 2 including you, said Mom. I'm not a baby. I'm 4 years old, said Rosie. Tell me about your babies, Mom said. So Rosie's saying that she has 2 of her own babies. I wonder if they're real babies like her little brother or if they're just pretend. And Rosie said, my babies live in a bird's nest and they are nearly as big as me. They go out in the garden all by themselves and sometimes they make me angry. Oh, so she has her little stuffed animal bear and her little stuffed animal bunny. Do they? Asked Mom. Yes, when they do silly things, said Rosie. What silly things do they do? Asked Mom. So she's imagining and pretending what they do. And Rosie said, my babies climbed a big mountain. That was silly because they couldn't get down. They jumped and they bumped on their bottoms. Silly babies, said Mom. Did they hurt themselves? So she's telling her mom a story about what she does with her babies. And Rosie said, one of my babies hurt her knee. I bandaged it up and she cried. And I said, never mind, because I am nice. I'm sure you are, said Mom. What else do your babies do? Sounds like Rosie takes really good care of her babies. Very loving. And Rosie said, my babies drive cars that are real ones and trucks and boats. My babies are very good drivers. What do your babies like doing best? Asked Mom. Wow, she looks like she has a lot of fun with them in her imagination. And Rosie said, my babies like swings and rockers and dinosaurs. They go to the park when it's dark and there are no moms and dads who can see, only me. Oh my goodness, said Mom. Aren't they scared? And Rosie said, my babies are scared of big dogs, but I'm not. I go grrr and frighten the big dogs away. They are not very scared then, asked Mom. My babies know that I will take care of them, said Rosie. I'm their mom. How do you look after them? Mom asked. And Rosie said, I give them parties and I tell them stories and I take them for walks and I talk to them and I tell them that I love them. That's a good way to look after babies, said Mom. Do you make them nice things to eat like pies? Well, she does so many fun things with them. I wonder if she's thinking about the nice things she does with her mom and then as she's doing that in her imagination. And Rosie said, my babies make their own pies, but they never eat them. Those are like mud pies. What do they eat? Asked Mom. And Rosie said, my babies eat apples and apples and apples all the time. And grapes and pears, but they don't like the seeds. Most babies don't, said Mom. Are you going to tell me more about your babies? And Rosie thought and thought and thought. And then Rosie said, my babies have gone to bed. Just like this one, said Mom. So that whole time that Rosie was telling the story about her babies in her imagination, her mom was getting her baby brother ready for bed for a nap. I don't want to talk about my babies anymore because they are asleep, said Rosie. I don't want them to wake up or they'll cry. We could talk very softly, said Mom. Yes, said Rosie. What will we talk about? Asked Mom. And Rosie said, me. Aww. So now she's ready for her mom to be focused on her, and they can have some special time together now that the mom has put the baby to bed. So special. So I really liked reading these two books to you that I used to really enjoy reading when I was a young little girl. So I hope that you really enjoyed them. And we're not going to do an activity today because we listened to 2 stories, which was so fun. I hope you really enjoyed listening. And happy Friday, and I hope you have a great weekend. Okay, bye for now, kindergarten.